Hey, home learning heroes. Welcome back to the Poetry Playlist. Today we have another poem for us to learn. This one is called There Was a Naughty Boy. That's a good one. And it's number Y21 for P1 and P2 girls. So we're going to read it 2 times. First, we'll go through and look at the language, make sure that we can get those words just right. And then we'll try again, and I will perform it for you so you can kind of see what I would do. And then you can decide how you want to perform it. So let's take a look at the words together here. Let's start with the title always. There Was a Naughty Boy by John Keats. And always remember, I get a nice, good, long pause right there. I can collect myself and be ready. Okay. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. He ran away to Scotland, the people for to see. Scotland. Next one. These come really short. Then he found that the ground was as hard, that a yard was as long, that a song was as merry, that a cherry was as red. So that big chunk right there has a lot of rhyming words. Found, ground, hard, yard, long, song, merry, cherry. Which means that we need to make sure we say those words really clearly so people can see that they do rhyme. Found, ground, hard, yard, long, song, merry, cherry. All right, we can keep going. That lead was as weighty. Weighty. Lead is a type of metal and weight. That lead was as weighty. That 80 was as 80. 80 is a very old language word to talk about a piece of time. I'm not exactly sure how long of time 80 is. I'll have to look that one up. But that's why it says was as 80. I think they mean 80 days. That a door was as wooden as in England. So the idea of this poem is that he wanted to go and run away from England to find the world, and he went to Scotland, which is close to England, and he saw that everything was the same. Nothing was new, nothing was different. Then the second part. So he stood in his shoes. Get that right. So he stood in his shoes, and he wondered. This is a very strange way to pronounce it, to spell. Wondered. He wondered. He stood in his shoes, and he wondered. And that's the end. So, interesting poem. Lots of little short, quip ones. You'll have to think about the best way to perform this. You can go fast. You could kind of mix it up. I'm not really sure yet. So why don't I give it a performance, and you can see what you like. Now, remember, there's so many ways that you can perform a poem. So find what you like, what works best for you. Here we go. There Was a Naughty Boy by John Keats. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. He ran away to Scotland, the people for to see. Then he found that the ground was as hard, that a yard was as long, that a song was as merry, that a cherry was as red, that lead was as weighty, that 80 was as 80, that a door was as wooden as in England. So he stood in his shoes, and he wondered. He wondered. He stood in his shoes, and he wondered. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I'd like to see how you guys come up with the best way to tell the poem. I can't wait to see you again. And come back and let's work on some new poems together. See you then. Bye-bye.